Okay, so let's start. So good afternoon, everyone. As you know, I'm Dr. Anil Kumar Goyal, working as professor in Rukmini Devi Institute of Advanced Studies, New Delhi. So today, this is day one of FDP on e-faculty development program on basics of research, parametric, non-parametric regression, and EFA. So this is day one. So we will discuss all these things during 5 days. So today we are starting these topics of FDP. So agenda for 5 days. Day one, we will try to discuss basics of research, but I doubt today I will be able to complete all these things. So I will discuss tomorrow also the basics of research and software, basics of software also to be used. Then day 3, parametric and non-parametric statistics. Day 4, again parametric and non-parametric statistics. Day 5, regression and exploratory factor analysis, EFA. This will be our flow of FDP, and it may be possible, it may slightly differ in the sense, not topics will be different, but like basics of research today I will cover, and some parts maybe tomorrow, parametric, non-parametric, maybe within 2 days or maybe more than 2 days, but all these topics will be covered during 5 days. So don't worry, you will not find any problem. So today we start our journey with day one, and today is Monday, and as we are talking about basics of research at afternoon. So once again, please accept my good afternoon to one and all. So basics of research. So I hope the slide is visible to everybody. So I would like to ask from you, what is statistics? As I already told you, this will not be one-way communication. This is FDP. So you must participate. If you will not participate, this will not be beneficial. So what is statistics? Can anybody tell me what is statistics?
It is the collection of facts or information.
It is collection of facts and information. Then what is data collection?
Not only collection, but analysis.
No, definitely. Then in research,
statistics is the collection, analysis, and
madam, you are right, but I want to understand statistics, and whatever you are saying, this is one part is data collection, another part is data analysis, and third part is data interpretation. So these are the part of our research. I'm talking what is statistics. Sangeeta madam, Dr. Sangeeta.
Statistics, sir, we can say. Hello.
Ji, Sakti.
Statistics, we can say that a total of calculating or representing our studies by graphical representations by using statistical formulas or mathematical formulas.
Sir, in mathematics also we do the same thing.
But in mathematics, we are not using any graphical or graphical representation of our data.
Okay, so you mean to say that whenever we present our data graphically, it becomes statistics?
Not, I'm not saying that representing the data in graphical format is called as statistics. I'm saying that statistics is defined as using of formulas and data to represent our studies.
Sir, this is data handling. If I am not wrong, I may be wrong. You may correct me, but this is data handling. How we present the data. You can correct me if I am wrong. You can correct me. Okay. So next, anybody else?
Hello, sir.
Ji. Yes.
Yeah, the statistics is all about the characteristics of a sample.
Okay. Characteristics of a sample. Okay, good. Sangeeta, madam, Dr. Sangeeta. Okay. One by one. Dr. Sangeeta, you were telling what somebody else spoke. Yes, please, madam. Dr. Sangeeta, am I audible? Absolute. Okay. Okay, madam. Yes, Dr. Sunil Dhruv.
Yeah, I just spoke, sir. It is the characteristics of a sample.
Okay, characteristics of sample. Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, in my opinion, it is about data collection, organization, and to study the patterns of data in the past and predict the future patterns so that we can decide better in corporate or in social projects or whether it is war games, like that.
Okay, sir. Okay, so let me try, and I should understand. Archana, madam, you want to share something?
Yes, sir. When we talk about statistics, so
Yes.
there are two approaches for statistics. In the plural sense, it is treated as a numerical data, whereas in singular sense, it pertains to the applying of the statistical methods. Basically, it is
Okay.
collection of the data, then organizing, then presenting, then analysis, and drawing
Okay.
interpretations and conclusions about the
Okay.
data. So
Okay.
these are the two concepts I think which relates with the statistics domain.
Okay. Okay. I will not talk technically, but in general sense, I will try to explain. And please correct me if I'm wrong. So, statistics is a selection of sample and making inferences about population. Whatever study we do, what we do? We collect a sample, we analyze, interpret, whatever we want to do with our data, with our sample, we do, and we make inferences, and that is applicable to the complete population. So, are we not doing this in statistics, or are we doing something else? Because in mathematics, we do not do this. In mathematics, we do not collect sample and we do not make inferences about population. But in statistics, we do. What we do, we collect the data from a sample and we analyze it. Whatever results we get, we try to interpret them or infer them for the complete population from which we have collected the data. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so any different opinion? Oh. This is inferential statistics, somebody is saying. So inferential doing this only? Hello?
So you were not audible.
I'm not audible.
Now you're audible.
Okay, okay. It may be because of, sometimes network issue, but no problem. Madam, FTP चल रही है.
Sir, when we talk about statistics, I think you are inquiring about the statistics in research.
Yes,
when we
we
apply
are
statistics in research, then there is a technique of drawing sampling. Then with the sample we try to...
Definitely, because am I
Yeah,
audible? definitely we are talking about statistics in our research, because we are
Yeah.
you know
But sir, your question
statistics.
was what is statistics? But you were inquiring from the participants that what do you understand by statistics? But I think the main answer you wanted to know from the audience was that what is their idea about statistics in research? When we talk about research, then the question of sample, population, parameter, and statistic, I think, come into the view. Okay.
Yes,
sir.
madam.
Thank you.
Archana madam, whenever we use statistics either in research or we have studied in in our high school or other classes, everywhere what we do, we collect a sample and we analyze with the certain tools and techniques. So I think in general also, you may differ, there is no problem. In general also, in statistics, we always talk about some sample. My objective to discuss what is statistics was to understand how important sample is. I hope I am clear. My objective was to understand how important this sample is, because we are collecting sample, analyzing the data, and making inferences to the population. So if sample selection is right, then results will also be right. If sample selection is wrong, then our results will, we don't know what can they do. So sample selection or sample is a very important thing. So you must select a sample very carefully. I mean to say that. So statistics in research is, I would like to say in this way. Archana madam, can you mute yourself, please?
Sir, I've already, I think.
Hello. Yeah. So in statistics, we statistics in research, we collect sample, we make inferences to the public. So sample selection is very important phenomena here. So we must understand how important sample selection. So we will see, but you must understand the significance of sample. Next is what is constant. These are the very basic things in the research. So some of you may think that this is the repetition of many things, but I'm starting from the scratch to those who do not know anything about research. I'm assuming this. So what is constant? What is constant? Independent values which do not change. Sir, constant doesn't mean independent values. Okay, can you tell me any variable which is independent? Time invariant values. Okay, good. So constant means it remain constant, like for example, quantity. Okay, like there are certain facts. For example, sun rises in the east. So this is constant. There is no problem. Gender in the study. If we are studying in a girls' college, so gender will be constant. Gender will not change. Gender will not vary. So we need not to worry about constant. So there is no problem with the constant. That's why we do not study the constant. We do not study constant. Because have you ever heard about study like sun rises in the east? Somebody has applied any test? Because this is constant and we need not to study this. So in this way, so we study what we study. Next is what is variable. So what is variable? What is variable? Variable. I need responses. Otherwise, which dependent on other values. Okay, which is vary. Okay, that varies over a period of. Okay, good. So variable means which varies from time to time, or maybe because of certain other factors. So this changes. No, why we study? Because we do not know the variations in the variable. In variable will change in future, and future in itself is uncertain. So the changes in the variable will be uncertain, and we want to study those changes in the variable. So variable means the value which changes because of yes.
Sir, can we say that a constant and variable are just opposite of each other in a normal study? Because
Sir,
constant is permanent
sir,
value and variable is changeable.
Sir, I mean to say we always study variable. I'm not talking that constant of alpha and regression equation, whatever you get. Sakti sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Archana madam, you check your system. So constant, I'm not talking about constant which we get in regression equation, that is alpha. I'm not talking about that constant. That is different constant. I'm talking about the selection of variables in the study. Suppose you are studying in a girls' college. Will you take gender as a variable?
Yes, those are that dependent and independent variables
No,
and
no,
other types of variables.
sir. Let me explain and please try to understand. Your study is based on a girls' college. Your respondents are girls only. Okay. So will you take gender as a variable? Will you ask in the questionnaire what is your gender? Will you ask?
No, sir.
No. So this is constant because gender will not change because your target group is girls college. So gender is constant there.
Yes, sir.
So that we need not to study. But if we want to check in a co-ed college, we will see whether this habit changes from boys and girls, means among boys and between boys and girls. So we will check. So then this will become a variable because this will change girls, boys, girls, boys. So respondents, some of the respondents may be girls, some of maybe boys. Archana madam, voice is clear. Please check your system. Yes. Archana madam, am I audible? Okay. Am I audible to you? Voice is not clear. Is it clear now? Okay. Please check your internet connection. It may be possible. So, am I clear about variable?
Yes.
So there is a constant which do not vary from one situation to another situation, and another one is a variable. So variable changes. Like I'm taking certain other examples, like sales of a company. Sales of company depends on number of variables. So sales changes because of many things. Sales cannot be constant. Sales changes. That's why we study. What we study, what are the factors affecting sales, and sales dependent on what factors. Okay. So now next question is how to identify the variables. How to identify the variables? Am I audible to everybody? One participant is continuously asking for the. So next, I would like to. So how important variable is, you must understand by now. So we need to study variable. We need not to study constant. So how to select variables? Yes, please tell me how to select variables for the study. You know, your complete study will be based on variables. Yes, please. Literature review, exactly. So from literature review, we can study or we can identify variables for our study. Now the next question arises, how many variables we should select from ROL? How many variables? Next question maybe. How many variables? Depending upon the need of the study. How we will decide whatever is required? How we will decide? How? Okay, should I ask the question from other way? Can we take all the variables in our study? No, no. So how we decide? How we decide? Get some idea from previous studies. Okay, so we have to limit the number of variables to our study, because we can never include all the variables in our study, because we do not know. Even like, for example, how many factors affecting sales? Can we make a list of all the variables affecting sales of a company? No, we can't. So we must limit our study, and we should include significant variables. And significance means the variables which we found from the ROL, from the study. We should identify those variables, and we should include those variables in the study. Next question, what are the types of variables? One is dependent variable, another one is independent variable, third one is control variable, mediating variable, moderating variable. So can we have some discussion on these variables? Dependent variable. Dependent variable means the variable which is dependent on other in our study. Dependent variable means the variable which is dependent on other variables in our study. So the variable which we have included in our study is dependent on other variables. So what is independent variable? Independent variable.
The variables which influence the dependent variable.
On which other variable are dependent. Okay. Will you choose the variable? Okay, the variable. Actually, whenever we talk about independent variable, we must think that this variable is we have assumed independent in our equation. Actually, no variable is independent. Every variable is dependent on some other variable. But in our study, we have assumed this variable to be independent for our study, and this particular variable as dependent in our study. So this relationship we have defined. This is dependent and this is independent variable, and we have to define in our study. So independent variable which affect okay, definitely. So these definitions are for our study. Okay, what is control variable? What is control variable? What is control variable? Sikha madam. Age of the company. Okay. Whose value can be controlled in our study. That's why I'm asking, what is control variable? How we control? How we control? Can you quote an example? 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 Can you quote an example let me take one example. You must understand with the help of example. Suppose we want to study the impact of food supplement on the height of the teenagers. Am I clear? Suppose we want to check the impact of food supplements on the height of teenagers. So height is dependent on number of factors. So like if we do not provide food supplement, height will also increase. And what are the factors? Age, up to an extent, age increases, height increases, gender, nutrition, genetics, physical exercise, all these variables affect the height. But if we want to check the impact of food supplement on the height of teenagers, then we need to control all these variables. Otherwise, we will not get the results. We will not find out the results from the study. What is the impact of food supplement on the height? So control variables are actually villain in our study. Each variables play the role of villain. They affect our study. Please unmute yourself. Yadav ji, unmute yourself. Whenever you want to speak, please unmute. Otherwise, you can mute yourself. So the control variables are the variable which also affect our dependent variable, but we do not want to check the impact of those variables on our dependent variable. We want to control the impact of these variables, and we want to check the effect of a particular variable.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. How can we keep these control variables in check in practice?
Okay. In practice, okay. Sir, it depends on our study. If we are calculating, this regression, so we can control them by dummy variable. Okay. So we can control the effect. And what is the objective? How we are conducting? What is our data? So techniques will change from data to data. And this is a separate topic. So how to control the variables, but I'm trying to tell you the basics, how to, frame your objectives. If you are checking the impact of food supplement on the height of teenager, then there are many factors and known factors which affect the height. If you directly check, you will not find any difference, but you have to, experimental analysis you can do. One group on which you are not supplying any food supplement, and another group on which you are not, you are supplying food supplement. There are two groups of teenagers. To one group you are giving food supplement, another group you are not giving them food supplement, and you will see the difference in the height of both the groups. Then you can decide that this increase in the height is because of your food supplement. So in this way you can check. Am I clear?
Then, sir, what will be the actual difference between independent variable and control variable?
So independent variables are the variables which you are taking in your study as independent. Control variables are the variables for which you want to control the effect. For example, in my example, like food supplement, if you want to check the impact of food supplement on the height of the teenager, take twin boys or twin girls and supply them the same food, same exercise, and all these things. You can control in this way. If you will take twin boys, okay, so gender will not affect it. Gender will be controlled. Genetics will be controlled, and you give them the same food. You apply the same physical exercise to both of them. So you can control the effect of all these things. Now, to one child you give the food supplement, to another child you do not give the food supplement. Then see the difference in the height of both the boys. If the height of the boy to which you have given the food supplement is higher then the height of another boy, then you can say that this height difference is because of food supplement, because other things you have controlled. Both were twins, so genetics did not change. Both were boys, gender did not change. You are giving same nutrition to both of them. So physical exercise, same exercise they are doing. So you have controlled. So we can control in this way also. So you can control in many ways. Hope I am clear.
Understood. So these are the basically factors which need to be on the same platforms so as to make
Yes.
the platform same. Thank you.
Yes, then we can control them. Next
Thank-
is Next is mediating variable. What is mediating variable? Anybody would like to try mediating variable? Mediating variable. Okay, when one variable acts as dependent as well as independent variable in an equation, then it becomes between two variables. The variable which becomes dependent as well as independent variable at the same time. For example, what we check? We check the satisfaction level, and satisfaction level depends on quality. Are you getting? Satisfaction level depends on quality of the product, and satisfaction leads to repurchase. Okay, intention. So if quality is good, satisfaction will be good, and if satisfaction is good, then repurchase intention will be there. So satisfaction is working as dependent variable for repurchase, and satisfaction is working as independent for quality, because quality is independent and satisfaction is dependent. So satisfaction is dependent on quality. If quality is good, satisfaction will be high. We can assume this. So satisfaction is dependent here, while satisfaction is independent in the case of repurchase. So repurchase will depend on satisfaction. If satisfaction will be high, repurchase may be expected. So satisfaction is working as mediating variable here. So this variable, the variable which works as, dependent as well as independent at the same time, this is known as this mediating variable. Next is moderating variable. What is moderating variable?
Hello.
Sir, can you please give
Hello?
another example for mediating variable? Sorry.
Sir, I would like to say that example like in EFA and CFA, there are so many mediating and moderating effects. For example, you are working somewhere, okay? So your experience, your salary, and your expenditure. There are three things. So your salary is dependent on your experience, we can assume. Am I right or wrong, sir?
Sure, sir.
Okay, and your expenditure is dependent on your income?
Yes, to some
So
extent.
income is playing the dependent as well as independent at the same time?
Correct, sir, correct.
Okay. So what is moderating? Yes. Anybody?
So-
So moderate.
Yes.
So income can be said to be mediating factor.
It depends on your equation, whatever you want to build, on your study. What is your objective? Yes. Next, moderating.
Sir,
Yes.
it affects or have impact on the relation of DV and IDV.
Madam, simultaneously it works as DV and IDV. Simultaneously.
So, like the husbands,
Madam, I can't say.
the wives and the mothers, the husband is always a mediating variable.
Madam, example is good, but very conflicting, because in FDP, many husbands, many wives.
So we should take it like a live example. It's nothing bad about
No,
it.
madam,
Mediating
yeah,
variables are
no,
good
no,
variables, sir.
no,
Sir, sorry to interrupt.
this example
yeah.
is okay, but on which data is not available?
चलिए, let's
because nobody will speak truth. Wife will not say that I depend on husband, or husband depends on me. Whenever we ask a question, you must have seen many studies on financial inclusion, financial literacy. Okay, so whenever we go to a respondent, female respondent, many studies have been done on female respondent. So if we ask one question, who take the financial investment? Oh, I'm sorry, because of now am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So because this example is good, but for example only. In practical life, I have seen many studies. Students go and study financial literacy, or investment decisions of working women. So whenever they ask a question from women, so many of them say that we took decision, we ourselves invest, and we invest in consultation of our family members or
I think
sometimes
there is some network issue, sir.
a network, sir. Sometimes call comes in between. That's why I'm continuously disconnecting calls. So because of that, it may be. So sometimes it happen if we ask, even they do not. Practically, I'm not generalizing this. Again, statistics. This is not a sample, and I'm not generalizing the my inferences to the public or to everyone. But sometimes they do not, they will ask to her husband to transfer the money. So I may be wrong, but what to say? Husband is a mediating variable between mother and wife.
सर वो सैंडविच हो जाते हैं मीडिएटर की बजाय.
Okay, so we will discuss our next topic. That is, what is the next topic? It's our moderating variable. I hope mediating is clear. Moderating variable.
Hello.
Yes. What is moderating variable?
Sir, moderating
Direction.
variable.
Yes.
Or, hello.
Yes, please.
Second.
Yes, please.
Sir, moderating variable, I think, kind of very affects the relationship between dependent and independent variable. Means like work as
Madam,
a mode in between.
who works?
Hello.
Madam, your voice is breaking. Can you write in the message?
Sir, I'm
Yes.
just saying कि moderate variable, that kind of variable which affects the relationship between like I can say a dependent and independent variable.
Any example?
Like for example, any pizza delivery boy, or I can say about a pizza and delivery boy. So there is a connection between pizza delivery boy, or pizza means time and delivery of time and pizza. If there is no mediator, that is delivery boy, I think there is no connection without and the task will not complete.
So delivery boy is a mediator here, mediator variable.
Okay, good. Let me take one more example from somebody else.
Yeah, sure.
Can anybody give one more example for moderating variable?
Sir, I have an example. I don't know whether it is correct or not.
No, madam. I never think that this will be correct, because so many learned persons are here. So
So like
yes, please.
just an example, like fake news will affect the TRP of a television, any channel. The fake news will impact the TRP of a channel. Now, this
Okay.
fake news will be differently affected by age or gender. Like
Okay.
fake news, like it may differ like with respect to age. Some people, when they are older enough, they will generally not go for fake news, but the younger ones they may go for. So this age becomes a moderator. This is my
Okay.
understanding. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. Good. 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 So I should take one example. Like if you are checking the impact of advertisement on sales. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I should take one example like sales and advertisement. So what we generally take, sales is dependent variable and advertisement as independent variable. We assume that sales is dependent on advertisement. Generally, we assume that more advertisement, more sales. Results may be different. Results may say something else, but this is our assumption that sales and advertisement, these are two variables. So sales dependent on advertisement. But what will be the moderating variable? Moderating variable will be region. One advertisement may work in one region and that advertisement may not work in another region. So if region will change, the results will change. So region here, or to be very precise, the city, or to be very precise, you know, the some kind of advertisement. Sometimes it happen. The advertisement depend on the target population. If target population is urban, then the advertisement type will be different. If target population is rural, then the advertisement type will be different. So here, the city, the region, you know, these things will play as moderating variable. These will affect the results. So if we change the moderating variable, results will be changed. Hope I am clear.
Sir, sorry. Then control variable you discussed.
Yes.
Then control variable and moderating variable are same. Can we say that?
No, 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 no.
Because we are not keeping all the parameters at the same level for the analysis of advertisement expenditure or effect of advertisement on sales.
Yes. Here, if the you know in a control variable, what we do, if we will not control the variable, I'm talking about control variable, this will affect the you know dependent variable, the value of dependent variable. This will affect. So we control that. We do not change. Here in a moderating variable, we consider the variable and we want to check the results in other cities, other regions. So we will change only the city and only the region, and we will see that what is the effect of the same variable in another city, another region. So both are the different things. Control variable is different. Control variable, we want to control the impact of that particular variable.
So just
yes.
like
Yes.
hello?
Yes,
Just like
please.
example for control variable like temperature, because we control on it easily.
Which one? Which one?
Temperature.
Temperature. No, madam. How can we control temperature?
Like light.
We can fix the temperature
using...
for a particular level.
We can use AC.
Yes.
Actually, this control variable, you know, the concept, I should explain it again. When dependent variable is affected by various factors, you know, and we do not want to check the impact of all those factors. We want to check the impact of only one factor. We want to check the impact of only one factor, two factor, three factor. But we do not want to check the impact of certain factors, but they will definitely affect. So we want to check or control the effect of those variables. Then these becomes the, you know, control variables. Like these are the villain in our study. If we will not control them, our study will spoil. For example, if I want to check the impact, as you say, temperature. So temperature is a control variable. How to check it? Let me take an example. You want to see the impact of temperature on vegetable. Okay. If you want to see the impact of temperature on vegetable. Then okay, so this will be the independent variable. Which one? Temperature. And the impact on quality of a vegetable measured by some parameter. Then this will be dependent. So this is only your independent variable. In this case, there is no control variable.
Okay.
In this case, there will, yes. So any other doubt? Moderating variable we include in our study, while control variables we want to control the effect of those variables. So this is the basic difference. Moderating variables we want to include in our study, while the control variables we do not want to include in our study. We want to control the effect of those variables in our study. This is the basic difference.
So,
Okay,
sir,
yes.
sir, so you mean to say the moderating variables are the desirable variables to be studied?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. And control variables are villain. We do not want, but they are there. So we want to control the effect.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Next one is respondent and data. These are the very small, very basic concepts, but if these things are clear, we can do a lot. Yes. Next one is respondent data. What is the difference between respondent and data? Yes,
Respondents
please.
are the persons who are supposed to answer our questions in a questionnaire,
Yes.
for example.
Okay. So and data?
Data is the values or inputs which are desired in a sample, from the sample.
Okay. So anybody else who want to try? Target population. Okay. So that is population, Pravas sir. I'm talking about respondent and data. What is the difference? Generally, you must have heard these words in the research. Respondent, data. So what is the difference?
Sir, we can differentiate as a respondent, a person who is helping us to providing the data, and
Okay.
data is called as the information which we have, which we are collecting from respondent.
Okay. Okay. Good. Anybody else? Responses from respondent will be data for research, definitely. So generally in research, what we do, respondent means the person to whom we are contacting and getting some information. Once the information is collected, this is known as data. Okay. One other broad classification may be in primary data collection, whatever we collect, these are known as responses. And when we collect data from secondary source, it is known as data. This is broad classification, not to be precise, but broad classification. Response means the answers collected from respondent in primary data collection. Well, data means the published data which we have collected from the secondary source. This is broad classification. This will not make much difference, but only for our understanding. So is there any difference of opinion? You can speak. Next one is variable may be data, maybe category, or maybe construct. You understand this? Variable may be data, category, or construct. You understand this? Yes. What is the difference between? Yes, please. When we talk, variable may be in any form. When we talk about data, data means actual data. Suppose we have collected the data of height, we have collected the data of sales, we have collected the data of GDP, we have collected the data of weight. So these are the actual figures whatever we have collected. This is known as data. What is category? Category means we have divided in, some categories like gender. We have given the answer, we have given the question, sorry, like what is your gender? The respondent will answer. And like income groups, we have framed the income groups. So 0 to 10,000, 10,000 to 50,000, 50,000 to 1,000, 1 lakh. So these are the groups. And marital status, your background, rural, urban, semi-urban. So these categories we have given. So one is exact data, another one is categories, and third one is your construct. What is construct? When data cannot be collected, when data exactly you have written in the message, when the data cannot be collected directly, what we do, we collect it on a scale. So what we do in this, we construct the please mute yourself, please. Okay, so whatever we construct, whatever we collect on the basis of, with the help of construct, that is opinion, that is not a data. So whatever opinion is collected, that is collected with the help of construct, like honesty, like quality, like motivation, like dedication, like your interest. So when we collect all these things, we collect on the basis of, on the, with the help of construct, because directly we cannot collect them, directly we cannot identify them. We cannot, we can, yes, attributes, yes. So we cannot directly say yes or no. Can you ask any person, do you feel that you are honest or dishonest? So will you get answer? Everybody will say that I am honest. So in this, what you, I'm sorry, repeatedly I am getting calls, that's why disconnection. So how will you collect? Now it should be clear, I hope so. So how will you collect? You will collect on the basis of construct. So we will discuss in EFA construct. Next one is types of research: exploratory, descriptive, experimental, and historical. I would like to devote 2-3 minutes on types of research, and generally we get confused on the type of research. So what is the meaning of, you must participate. I think you must participate in the discussion. Everybody should participate in the discussion. So what is the exploratory research?
Where no review is available. Hello.
Hello.
Where little or no review is available, that is the exploratory research.
Sir, can you repeat, please?
Sir, where there is no review available, no literature is available, or very little literature is available, that type of research is exploratory research.
Exactly. So whatever we are studying, nobody has ever studied these things. So we are exploring the new things. So if we do any such kind of research in which we explore the things, that is known as exploratory research. Something new. When we do something new, no research is available. Like studies on COVID-19. Right now, you are seeing many studies on COVID-19, that how people are behaving, what is the impact of COVID-19. Yes, please.
Sir, exploratory research, I think, I can say ki conduct a research on existing problem, like existing already data which are existing. Like if you are talking about COVID-19, so COVID-19 already came as a problem, but now at present all the vaccines are test on this and on infected people. So like on existing problem, research conducts day by day for like search for vaccine and medicine for this.
Sikha madam,
Means
yes, Sikha madam, one part you are right. So there is a problem, existing problem. So if there is no problem, there is no research.
Yes, sir.
So first we must understand, if there is no problem, there is no research. So problem is there, but existing studies are not available. For example, nowadays I'm seeing, seen some research is published, or like what is the impact of lockdown on work from home, and how what is the behavior of people and productivity of work from home. So earlier studies are not available on these topics. So if you find a literature review, you will not find studies on work from home, impact of COVID on lifestyle or anxiety or any other thing. You will not find in literature. So if you are doing these kind of studies, problem is there, because without problem you can't do any research. For research you must have a problem. So problem is there, but earlier studies are not available. So you are doing a new study which nobody has done in the literature.
Past.
So past. So nobody has done. Nobody means maybe very few people, or few researches are available, or no research is available. So you are exploring something new. You are doing something new. That's why this is known as exploratory research, as the name suggests. So I think it's clear. And any other opinion? Any other opinion?
So one question I have.
Yes, please.
Suppose one particular research has been conducted in some of the states in India, let's assume, but the same research has not been conducted in one particular state. Suppose if somebody wants to conduct in that particular state, so is it exploratory or it will be something else?
Sir,
no, that is not, sir, exploratory research. Exploratory is where there is no review available, which the people are searching for the first time. That is something different, where the study has been conducted in Africa or America, then we are testing that in our context. There is the review available. That is not exploratory research.
But there may be some similar kind of research where from we can draw some kind of this inference also that may help in our study. That can be.
Let me answer. Let me answer this question. Suppose one study has been conducted in one state of India.
Yeah.
And you want to conduct the same study into the other state.
But
am I right?
Somehow different.
Yes. So you want to confirm the results of that study, whether this study will generate the same results in my state or not. So you are confirming, you are not exploring.
What if I want to see whether there is any difference from the previous finding or not?
Sorry?
Suppose due to the difference in context, I assume that there may be slight difference in the result also. And
No,
I want to continue ahead with it.
Will be different. Will be different.
Yes.
It might be possible the results are same, but maximum probability is that the results will be different. Or results will tell whether they are same or they are different. But you want to check, because somebody else has already done that research in one state. You want to confirm that whether these, because you will take the same questionnaire. You are not preparing another questionnaire. You are taking the same questionnaire. So you are confirming whether this research will work in my region or not. So like somebody as other participant, I forgot the name, Mohammed Mudassir or some. Can you speak again? One other participant who yes, Mudassir. You are absolutely right. Somebody has done research in USA or Africa, and now you are conducting the same research in the in one state or in one country, in India or some other country. So you are confirming that. You are not exploring, you are confirming.
Okay.
This is the only difference.
Yes, yes.
So, okay. So any other opinion on exploratory research? Okay, no. Next one is descriptive research. What is descriptive research? What is descriptive research?
Sir, where models have been already developed, theories have been tested, where literature is available, which is entirely or purely based on survey method. That is the descriptive research.
Definitely, definitely. When model is available, when theories are available, when review of literature is available, and you are selecting the things accordingly. You are identifying the variables for your study from the literature. You are identifying the model from the literature, and you are applying those in your study. That is descriptive research. So you are describing the problem according to the earlier researches. So this is descriptive research, and in management, commerce, economics, sociology, psychology, these research are done. Maximum researches are, I am not saying that exploratory is not done. Exploratory research is also done, but the proportion of descriptive research is more in social sciences, management, commerce, sociology, psychology, economics. Maximum researches are descriptive researches. So maximum what we do descriptive research. Next one is experimental research. So what is experimental research?
So where you actually conduct the experiment, you
Yes.
can have a control group. So for example, if I want to study whether the way I teach mathematics in class, will it have
Yes.
an impact on metacognitive awareness of children? Then I have a
Definitely.
control group and I have an experiment group. Like the example you were giving earlier. I teach
Yes.
some children, I don't teach some children, I compare the results. I am actually
Definitely.
conducting an experiment.
Definitely. So in management sciences, we also conduct this experimental research, but maximum use of experimental research is in medicine, in agriculture, in pharmaceuticals. So in these areas, maximum researches are only experimental, because in COVID-19 era, we are going through. So all the vaccines the countries are developing, they are in the experimental phase itself. They are making experiments. So once they will finalize that experiments are okay, then they will launch the this vaccine. So we also do in management sciences, but maximum experimental researches are done in medical sciences and agriculture, etc. So in this case, minimum 2 samples are required. One is control group, one is experimental group, and we see the impact of our experiment on the experimental group. Yes, definitely, madam. So next one is historical research. What is historical research? What is historical research?
To study
Yes.
about the
So
past
can you
incidents.
give me an example where historical researches are done?
Like reasons for global recession.
Reasons for global recession.
Archaeology survey of India.
Sorry?
Digging on various parts.
Yes.
For example, archaeological survey of India, it is digging the area somewhere, and they are estimating inferring the information from those artifacts which are obtained from that site.
Definitely. So archaeological survey is the historical research. Archaeological survey is the historical research. So review of literature is not a historical research. Please understand. Review of literature is not a historical research. Historical research is done by archaeological survey. So I hope all the things are clear. If you have any doubt, I can revise it quickly. Any topic which you can see on the PPT.
Sir, can you please repeat the descriptive research? I missed because of net issue.
Okay. Descriptive research is done when review of literature is available, when models are available, when theories are available, and you apply on your data set, then this is known as descriptive research. So you are not, exploring something new, but you are taking your variables from literature. You are taking model from literature. You are taking theories from literature, and you are applying them on your study. So this is known as descriptive and maximum researches in management sciences, economics, commerce, and your uh, psychology, sociology. These are the descriptive researches. Maximum, not 100%, maximum. Any
Sir,
other question?
sir,
Yes.
in the exploration, exploratory and experimental, I think
Yes.
in both the researches, some new things are being explored, whether it is experimental or whether it is in exploratory type of research. So where is the
Sir,
boundary, sir?
boundary is very clear. In exploratory research, you are exploring something new. Something new means no idea is there, uh, and no studies are there, no literature is there. But exploration does not mean the medical inventions. Exploring means you are identifying something new which nobody has identified. For example, somebody has discovered India. That was an exploration. That was not experimental research. Somebody has, found India. Who was that?
Okay,
Vasco da Gama. If I am not wrong, Vasco da Gama.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he was, exploring the things. He was not experimenting the things. you you
So,
go to you go to forest. Okay, nobody else has gone there, and you are just exploring. You are not experimenting. Experimenting means when you do things you fail, you do things you fail. In medical sciences, what you do, there are two groups. One group you will give this vaccine, and you will check the impact. Again you will give the vaccine, you will see the impact. You are experimenting. And one other group to whom you are not giving any medicine. So you will experiment the effect of your vaccine, your medicine on a particular group. You are experimenting. You are not exploring the things. You know the problem.
okay, sir.
Sir, can
For
I add,
example,
sir, can I add more?
Ajanta Ellora caves, they were also found by sudden visits of
Yes,
English people, right? So,
exploration.
but sir, that discovery, it was not with some purpose of exploratory research, which we call research as such. So,
Sir,
such sudden discoveries, can we say that this was a research?
actually, when you start discovery, you have some objective, you have some target. But in the exploratory research also, when you
Yes, sir.
start your research, you must have some objective, and you are working. What will
Right,
be
sir.
the end? What will be the end result? You never know.
Okay.
What will be the end result? You never know. In the case of discovery also, what you do, you start with some objective. Suppose you are digging earth, that there must be some water inside earth, at the depth of 50 feet, or at the depth of 100 feet, you must have water. You are digging your earth for the borewell. Okay, am I clear? And suddenly you found some gold mines there. So is this discovery or exploration?
That is exploration only. For example, in case of crude oil discovery,
Objective or
crude oil exploration, there is also kind of exploration component in research only, but it is also based on some data about geographical data, or you can say geological data, based on which the research is further taken up by the companies to explore the crude oil or natural gas inside the surface of the earth.
Am I audible now?
Sir.
Okay. Because of some issue in network, I lost my connection. Okay. I hope we are clear about exploration and discovery.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
Okay. So we can move ahead. If you find any problem, tell me. I will sort out. So
No,
what is the
actually you had lost the connection, so we were all exploring you.
Oh, no problem. I'm here only. Now next we should move to the data. So when we call about data, now we have mixed the things of responses and data. I must declare this. We have mixed the things of responses and data. So data means here responses and data. So what are the kind of data? One is cross-sectional, another one is time series, and third one is panel. So do you know what is cross-section, time series, and panel, or I should explain? Am I audible? Okay. Some of you know, some of you don't know. So I should explain quickly.
Please explain.
Yeah, cross-sectional data means the data which we have collected on a point of time from various sections. Let me take one example. Suppose I have collected the sales of 10 companies for year 2020. My example is clear. I have collected sales of 10 companies for 2020. So data time point is only one. Time point is only one, 2020. But my cross sections are 10 because 10 companies data I have collected. So for more than one section, for more than one respondent data on a single time period. For example, the popular example is census. What we do in census, we call it census 2011. We call it census 2021. So though this takes more than 1 year to collect the data, but always we know the data of 1 year only. We can't say that data we have collected throughout the year. So census data of 2020 is we have collected on a single point of time in 2020, but from various cross sections, we have collected the data. So this is known as cross section data. Time point is one. I would like to stop for a few seconds. Sorry. Charger दियो, मम्मी इसकी extension लेते हैं. जल्दी charger extension. So data for various cross sections time period is 1. Am I clear on cross section?
So can we say that data collection from different individuals at the same time?
Variable. I'm not talking about variable. From various sections, from various respondents. Suppose you have collected.
That's something that data collection from different individuals at the same time is called as cross section.
Yes. So suppose you get your questionnaires filled from 50 respondents. Okay. So 50 respondents are your 50 cross sections, and time period is 1. Whenever you collect data in the form of questionnaire, you never say that I have collected this data on 50 days point of time. You never mention. You mention that I have collected this data. So if you have collected your data from 50 respondents within 5 days or 6 days, so we assume this 5 days, 6 days as one point of time, and because your respondents are more than one, so this will be known as cross-sectional data. So as I give an example of company sales, 10 companies sales for 1 year, that is year 2020. So this is known as cross-sectional data. You have you have conducted one more example, sir. Then you can speak. You have conducted the survey on households. Okay. you have taken one society, you prepared one questionnaire, and you have circulated that questionnaire to the households of that society. You have collected that these questionnaires from the respondents. So this data will be known as cross-sectional data, because number of households will be known as number of cross-sections. Yes, sir. Please.
So you mean to say each and every respondent will be termed as one cross-section?
Yes, definitely, sir.
If the data is collected at a considered one point of time.
Yes, data will be considered. Yes.
Okay. Suppose if the data is collected from one respondent at various time frames, like on every month, so that will not be cross-sectional.
That will be time series data, sir.
Okay.
I'm coming on that.
So it is with respect to, so cross-section is with respect to only respondent.
Yeah, one time point and number of cross sections.
Okay. So respondent wise. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Now come to time series data. As the name suggests, if you collect the data of one company for 10 years, if you collect the data of one company for 10 years, suppose I have taken one company, that is X company, and I have collected data from 2010 to 2019, 10 years data. So here cross section is one, but time period is a series. So this is known as time series data. So if you are collecting the same data from same respondent for a number of periods, that is known as time series data. So I hope I am clear.
Sir, can we say that time series data are more prolonged time consuming than more time consuming than cross-section?
More time consuming?
Yes, sir.
Sir, we can't say this, because if you want to collect the data of one company for 20 years, it will not take more than 5 minutes. If you want to get your questionnaire to be filled from respondents, it will take weeks.
Sir, what is the major difference between this cross-section and time series?
So cross-section means the data, for example, you have collected the data of 10 households. 10 households at a single point of time. Suppose today you have circulated 10 questionnaires to 10 people and you have collected them. So this will be the data of 10 households. So household here means one cross-section. So 10 cross-section, time point is 1. I have given another example. You have collected the sales of 10 companies for 2020. So time point is 2020, one time point, and cross-sections are 10 companies. So 10 companies data for one time period, it is known as cross-section, and 10 years data for one company, this is known as time series.
Okay, got it.
Sir,
okay. Yes.
If we multiply, hello?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. This is not multiplied. This is a combination. When there is a combination of cross-section and time series, this becomes panel data. This becomes panel data. Let me take one example. You have collected the data of 10 companies for 10 years. You have collected data of 10 companies for 10 years. Here 10 is not should not be equal. You may collect the data of 100 companies for 10 years. So this data will become panel data. Now question arises, in HR, marketing, social studies, we generally work on cross-sectional data. In finance, economics, we generally work on time series and panel data. This is general classification, not a rigid classification. So cross-section, whenever you study the respondents, when you collect the data through questionnaire, it is generally cross-sectional data. And when you download the secondary data, it is generally time series or panel data. So hope I am clear. If you have any doubt, please speak.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt in between. I want to know, sir, you have talked about cross-section, time series, and panel. There is another concept called pooled data. Can you please throw some light on that, sir? Pooled data.
Okay. Pooled data. Madam, I think you worked, your work is in finance.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So when we collect the data on panel and we remove the effect of cross section and time, then this becomes pooled data. Joyita Dev.
No, sir, not clear to me. Sir, थोड़ा examples अगर बोले.
आपने 10 कंपनी का, you have collected the data for 10 companies and for 10 years.
Okay.
This is panel data.
Yes.
And if you remove the effect means you do not identify the data with the help of company ABC. You have removed the column of company. Remove means you have ignored, you have not included in your analysis. And okay. Same, you have removed, you have not included the years time period in your calculation. Then this will be known as time series data, and software will treat it as a time series data, and this will be known as pooled data.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now the question arises: why? Example of any example of panel data. Panel data, I have given example 10 companies data for 10 years. You have collected the data of 10 companies for 10 years time period. For example, you have identified companies X1, X2, X3, X10. And 2010 to 2019, you have collected the data. So this is panel data. Here cross sections are number of companies, and time series is time period 10 years. 10 companies are your 10 cross section. 10 years is your time series, 10 years data. So combination of cross section and time series is known as panel data. Now, my question to you is, why am I discussing this classification of data, cross section, time series, and panel? Why am I discussing this? Can anybody tell me? What is the importance of this?
So
can anybody tell? Yes.
So depending on the nature of data, whether it is time series, cross section, or panel, we will use the appropriate statistical test.
Yes, because the test is also one thing. Another thing is software on which you will apply, on which you run your test. So the software, your objectives, your statistical tools and techniques will completely differ from cross sections to time series to panel data. These things will be different. That's why you must understand the nature of your data, whatever you have collected for your study. Okay. So let me move ahead. Okay. Now we should come to the data analysis. And data analysis is univariate, bivariate, and multivariate. So what is univariate? What is univariate?
Based on single variable.
Single variable. Single variable means like you have collected the marks of students in a class. You have serial number. You have serial number of students, and you have marks of the students. So this is your univariate. Bivariate.
Two variables.
Two variables. For example, you want to check the impact of gender on marks. You want to check the impact of advertisement on sales. So these are two variables. Multivariate means more than two variables. Multivariate means more than two variables. So this classification is because of application of tools and techniques. If you have univariate, what can you do? You can apply only and only measures of central tendency. You can apply only measures of central tendency on univariate. You cannot do anything else. Anything else you can do? You can calculate mean, median, mode. You can calculate number. You can calculate percentage. So this only you can do with univariate. Bivariate, you can apply regression, you can apply correlation, you can apply association, cross-tab. These things you can apply. In multivariate, many techniques you can apply. So you must identify your data, whether it is univariate, bivariate, or multivariate. Any question here? Any question here? Any question? If you have any question, yes. If you have any question, please raise. Otherwise, I should go ahead. Okay? No. Okay. So next is objectives. Univariate. Okay. Univariate. You want to ask me the example of univariate. Now I want some of the participants to give the example of univariate.
So height of students in the class.
Yes, univariate. One variable is there. One variable is there only. Any other example? Anybody else want to discuss?
Yes,
Marks obtained. Marks obtained. Yes. Yes. Yes, sir.
Run scored by different players.
Is
sales of a company.
Sorry, sir. Sales of a company. Only sales of a company. Yes. So these are age, definitely age. So these are the univariate. Only one variable is there. So in one variable, you can do the limited things. You can check the limited thing. You can apply limited tools and techniques when you identify factor. When you identify the effect impact, then this will be univariate. So this will be bivariate. So two variables will be there. One is dependent, another one is independent. So in case of impact effect, at least two variables will be there. So this will be at least bivariate, or it may be multivariate also. Hope I am clear.
Causal effect.
That is possible in the case of only bivariate and multivariate. In univariate, it is not possible. Hello, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So should I move to objectives? Should I move to objectives?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So objectives are also univariate, bivariate, and multivariate. Why am I telling? Because sometimes we do not know the nature of our data, and we frame objective something else, data says something else, we want to apply something else, and that cannot be applied on the data. Sometimes we face problem to the students sometimes come to us that, sir, I want to apply regression and data is univariate. No, sir, I want to. No, sir, I want to apply regression because regression is mandatory in the project. Otherwise, project will not be accepted. So if your data is univariate, how can you apply regression? Objective is saying something, title is saying something, your data is saying something, you want to apply something else. So this will not work. All these things must be in a single line. Your title, your objective, your data, your hypothesis, everything must be in the one line. Then only you can work. So objectives also may be univariate, bivariate, and multivariate objectives. How? Let me, univariate means only one variable in your data, only one variable. Bivariate means two variable, and multivariate means more than two variables are there. So let me discuss some model objectives here, and we must identify the things here. For example, if I want to check the satisfaction level of participants of this study, if I want to check the satisfaction level of participants of this workshop, this FDP. So is this univariate, bivariate, or multivariate? Please just speak.
Multivariate. Multivariate.
It's univariate, sir. Satisfaction level of participants of this workshop is univariate.
Okay.
Why I'm saying so is,
sir, just a minute. I should write the objective is here to study the satisfaction level of participants of this study. Now, let me ask you, in this objective, what is the variable? I have explained you variable, constant, types of variable, so many things I have discussed. Because of this only I have discussed with you. So what is the variable here?
Satisfaction level is the variable.
Satisfaction is variable.
Participants of this study or is the context of this variable, of this objective.
Is the dependent variable.
Participant will be?
Participants of this workshop is the context and satisfaction is the variable.
Okay. So now let me make it clear. Satisfaction is a variable here. There is no doubt. Participant is a constant. I'm talking about participant of this FDP. I should correct it. I have written study. Am I talking about so many FDPs? Am I talking about so many FDPs? Am I talking about more than one FDP? Participant
of this particular
of this group only, and they will not change. They will be same.
So it is a context.
This is a context, and this is constant also. This will not change.
Yes,
this is constant, and I'm talking about. The satisfaction level of participants of this FDP only. If I revise the objective like this, to study the satisfaction level of male and female participants of this FDP. Now tell me, how many variables? Tell me how many variables?
Two.
Many are saying one.
Two.
Here there are two variables. One is satisfaction. One is satisfaction. Another one is
gender.
I am written the categories of gender. I can rewrite this objective also to study impact of gender on satisfaction level of this FDP. Both are same. In one, I have written the categories. Another one, I have written the variable. So in coming slides, I will discuss where to write categories and where to write the variable. I will explain you also. Here I am not explaining when to write variable and when to write the categories. I will explain in coming slides. So are you clear about the univariate and bivariate? Univariate satisfaction participants are constant. I'm talking about this FTP only, and participants of this FTP will not change. We will consider them. So, and in another, I'm checking whether satisfaction level of male or female is different of this FTP. So, second variable is gender. So, gender will vary. Somebody is male, somebody is female. So, this will vary. So, variable and your constant, and univariate and bivariate. So did you get it? Did you get it? Say
Yes, sir.
yes or no, please.
Yes, sir.
Now to come to third one is, that is multivariate. What is multivariate? So if I say to identify the factors that to identify the factors affecting the satisfaction level of participants of this FDP. To identify the factors affecting satisfaction level of this FDP. Now I say timely start, content of the FDP, delivery, understanding. I have included many variables here, so this will become multivariate. So hope I am clear about univariate, bivariate, and multivariate.
Yes, sir.
Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? All clear. Okay. So I should move ahead. Now come to the hypothesis testing.
Sir, what was the model objectives in the previous slide?
Model objectives, I written like these objectives to study the satisfaction level
Okay.
of only examples, nothing else.
Understood.
Objective will depend on your study.
Because I thought that it might have been that.
Sir, I will not give you the objective of your study. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So next, if I want to say that model objectives, I can tell you how to frame the objectives. I can tell you within 1 minute. For example, if you have written to predict, to forecast, to model, if you are using these words in your objective, you must use regression. This can I can tell you. If you have written in your objective to compare, to differentiate, then you must use hypothesis testing. I should write these things. I hope so. If you have written what to predict, I think you are talking about these things. Forecast, model, you must use what? Regression. If you have written in your objective to compare, to differentiate, means you must use hypothesis testing. If you have used to determine, or to find out, as I told you, etc., you must use to your multivariate analysis, and multivariate analysis accordingly you can choose the techniques: multiple regression, EFA, CFA. If you are using to find out, definitely EFA, CFA. If you are using determine, multiple regression. So you can use in this way. Hope I am clear. Anything else if you want to ask? Anything else you want to ask? Sometimes it happens, if you have written in your objective that to compare private sector bank and public sector bank, and your research guide, research supervisor is asking to apply regression. Not possible at all. Not possible. Because your objective determines the data collection, tools and techniques, instrument, and your objective decides the tools and techniques to be applied in the research. Nobody else. I cannot decide. You cannot decide. Your objective will only decide. So you should work in this way. So hypothesis testing, next one. Yes. What is hypothesis? What is hypothesis?
It is an assumption or a statement.
It is an assumption or
a statement of assumption.
Okay. Before going to this, okay, no problem. I would like to discuss some thing else about variable. The variable, when we use variable, so variable, what can do? Variable can be measured or used to find out the relationship between two or more variables or difference. So whenever we see the variable in our objective, variable can only be measured, simply measuring univariate. You are measuring the height of the student, you are measuring, you are noting down the marks of the students. Only this you can do. You can compare two or more variables to find out the relationship. You can differentiate the variables. Nothing else can be done with the variable. So objectives decides, as I already told you, objective decides the measurement, and measurement decides your tools and techniques to be applied. Initially, one more question raised about data analysis and data mining. Somebody was discussing. I can recall. If you have any query, you can ask. Otherwise, we can go ahead. So, hypothesis testing we were discussing. What is hypothesis? Again, we can differentiate univariate, bivariate, and multivariate. Univariate hypothesis, multivariate hypothesis, or bivariate. What is univariate hypothesis? I can say the satisfaction level of participant of this FTP is high. So I want to check whether it is high or not. One variable only. So hypothesis is only, single variable, univariate hypothesis. Bivariate hypothesis. What is bivariate hypothesis? In bivariate hypothesis, what we do, two variables are there, and we want to check whether two groups are same or not. Two groups are same or not. Like satisfaction level of male participant and satisfaction level of female participant, it's same or different. If I want to check this hypothesis will be the participant satisfaction level of both male and female participants is same. So if I want to check this will be a bivariate hypothesis. What is multivariate hypothesis? This is paired t-test. Here we applied paired t-test. So we can pair pre, post. If we want to check the effect of one medicine, pre-medicine, post-medicine, and after second dose of medicine, what is the impact? So in this case, we can apply the multivariate. One workshop, second workshop, third workshop, and you are checking the knowledge level, awareness level of the participants. So this will be multivariate. So another thing is difference versus relationship. So null hypothesis, before going ahead, whether you can frame null hypothesis. What is null hypothesis? What is null hypothesis? Null hypothesis. In null, what we do?
Where we say there is no relation or no difference between the two variables.
Yes, x is equal to y. X is equal to y. There is no alternate. What is alternate? Alternate, we say x is less than y
or not equal to y.
X is less than y or x is greater than y. Not equal means less than or equal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is, you can say. There is one third hypothesis also developed in 2011, directional hypothesis. What is directional hypothesis?
We form on the basis of literature, what literature is saying.
Yes, x leads to y or y leads to x.
Z.
Maybe between two variables, x leads to y or y leads to x, maybe, or maybe z or whatever. So we are seeing the directional hypothesis. So whenever we are framing, we must be clear about the objective. We must be clear about the hypothesis, whether it is unidirectional, bidirectional, or multidirectional, because this will decide the kind of test which you can apply. So any other doubt here?
So can you give an example of directional hypothesis?
Directional hypothesis, definitely we can give example. So if we are saying that sales is affected by advertisement, so direction is there. If more advertisement, more sales. Yes, anybody else can also add.
Sir, I wanted some clarification on framing the null hypothesis, because if we attempt some questions in statistics, then the definition of null hypothesis is not clear most of the time. So what should be the criteria?
Sir, the simple criteria is hypothesis will be dependent on your objective. What is your objective? If your objective says to identify, to check the impact or relationship or difference between two things, then you will frame hypothesis. Okay, so let's say example, there is no significant relationship between marks and income. I have framed one hypothesis. So my objective was to check the impact of income on marks of the students. What I am doing, sir? I am checking the impact of income on marks. So my hypothesis will be there is no relationship between income and marks. The students from low income family and the students of high income family, their marks are not significantly different. This is my hypothesis. Now I will apply test, and my test will tell me whether the students with high income families have more marks or not. So my objective will determine my hypothesis. So framing of objective is more important. That's why I'm explaining all these things, because these things will help in in complete study. Every step will ask you about these things. These steps will help in every step of your study. So objective is very carefully you must have written. So before objective, you must be very clear about your variables. So accordingly, you will frame your objectives. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So,
for example, if we want to find out the efficacy of a medicine on a population, then the null hypothesis is always mentioned as there is no effect of medicine on the population.
Definitely.
But we want to test the efficacy of the medicine on the population.
That efficacy of
new medicine,
yes,
on the population.
Okay.
On
so
the patient.
Yeah. So experimental study you are doing. So what will you do? You will you will collect the data from two groups.
Yes,
you
sir.
Will collect or a same group, but before study, before medication and after medication, you will collect the data of same group before medication and after medication. So you will check is there any significant difference on their illness or whatever. So you will check it. If there is significant difference in their recovery rate or whatever you want to check, whatever is your variable or parameter, then you can say, sir, one thing you must understand, always there will be a difference. There is a natural difference, we know. There is a natural difference in every stage, in every product, in every behavior. But our objective is to identify significant difference. Our objective is not to identify the difference. Difference will always be there. But our objective is to identify the significant difference, whether this difference is significant or not. So in that case, you will collect the data pre-medication and post-medication. And you will compare the data and you will find out whether there is a significant difference or not.
Sir, may I add?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, the way I've always understood hypothesis testing is that because as researchers, naturally we will tend to have a bias towards whatever we are testing, right?
Yes.
I will always want to prove that there's a relationship between this variable of mine and that variable of mine, etc. Which is why the null hypothesis is always put down so that you start at the base value by saying there's no relationship. Then you can always accept or reject the null hypothesis and accept your alternative, which is to say that there is a relationship between medicine and efficacy of medicine on a patient or not a patient. Because if you start with the fact that there's a positive relationship, possibly if there's any factor which is impacting it to become a negative, you will never go that direction. So that you start at the right point and then start your research from there is why your null hypothesis. Now I may be wrong on this, but this is the way I see it.
No, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. That's why we frame null hypothesis. But in yes, please.
Sir, can I add?
Yes, please.
Sir, actually, our conclusion will be the same, irrespective whether we form the null hypothesis or we form the.
You are also right, sir. Our conclusion will be same.
Our conclusion will be always same, whether we form the alternate hypothesis or we call directional or null hypothesis. Actually, in research, we should form directional hypothesis. If we are studying anything about the variables, there is a relation between this variable and this. Then we are saying, we are framing our hypothesis, there is no relation. What is the fun of then review of literature? Rather being research in PhDs or other researches at student level, at PG level, it is good to form there is no relation. But in research, we should always form there is a relation. What the literature is saying actually, sir. Then our hypothesis will be either accepted or rejected depending upon the results.
Definitely, sir. You are also right, madam. You are also right, because whether we form the null hypothesis or we form it other way, results will be same, and this will not be changed with the help of hypothesis, and answer will also be the same. We cannot change the answer. Because of lack of time, I will discuss it in detail how to we will check also if we have changed the hypothesis, there will be no impact in the result will be the same. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss about more in the detail regarding hypothesis testing, so how to frame hypothesis. So okay, thank you so much. Tomorrow also I will send you the link for the FDP. Don't worry, I will send well in advance, and please join on time. Okay, thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you, sir. It is very insightful session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, madam.
Thank you, sir.